Let's meet the starters now for your Los Angeles Lakers. Malik Monk. Russell Westbrook. Jayson Tatum. A.D. Anthony Davis. At forward, 6'9", number 6, LeBron James. Fans, your Los Angeles Lakers.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning into 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And giving us the rundown from the sideline, David Aldridge. And a moment now to check out who the Warriors have coming up on their schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Boston Celtics.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. And the old core of this team out there, Curry and Clay as guards with Draymond at 4. Looney out there with Durant. And for the Lakers, the two megastars are the big men, LeBron and Davis. Malik Monk out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Tatum in at the 3, the small forward. And for teams already exceeding expectations, Greg, their spirits are running sky high right now.
And it's such a great feeling to come out strong. But it's hard to maintain that consistency. The teams that do, they believe in themselves and they keep playing to their strength.
Now here's Westbrook. Pass to LeBron. Shot clock at 6. Trying to get open, it's Davis. Goes back up. Lays it up and banks it in. James has got the opening bucket of the night here for the Lakers.
Getting ideal positioning and using it to capitalize on the offensive glass, that's evidence of the strength that LeBron James has.
Now here's Durant. Nailed from three-point land.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, I talked to the Lakers head coach. Coach said they have to concentrate on Steph Curry's outside game, but there's more to it than that. He said, we know what kind of shooter he is, but we can't get caught up guarding him 35 feet out. We'll live with some of those threes before we let him beat us with penetration. So, Kevin, if Curry wants to show off his deep long-range game, he may have a chance. Back to you.
Thank you, David. KD finds Curry. Thompson inside the line. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
I really believe we can go ahead now and lock Klay Thompson in on the short list of the greatest pull-up shooters in the NBA, and we might be talking the all-time list here.
Now, here's Tatum. Coming off 31 points last game. And the shot goes in.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Curry kicks it to Looney. Pass to Thompson. Golden State moving the ball around. Here's Curry. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
And Curry calling for the pick and roll and running it with precision. He is a terrific floor general. He knows how to strike the soft spot of an opposing defense.
Now here is Davis. And it's Looney with the rebound. Warriors have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Outside, Green. It's Durant on the wing. And Tatum pulls it down.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often. I find it really interesting to talk to KD about his origins. Says every memory he had growing up involved basketball. Skip prom and stuff like that. He was just focused on the game.
Count it.
You know, he gets such elevation on that jump shot, does Westbrook, and his concentration impeccable.
Curry against Westbrook. Durant, the pass to Thompson. On the wing, Green. Down low. Curry on the wing. He's covered by Westbrook. Curry can't get it to go. And Durant grew up in a tough environment. We all know that. Basketball, Greg, was the only way out.
As it has been for so many NBA players, you feel bad for guys with great talent who get derailed along the way. It takes so much hard work and discipline and luck just to have a chance at making it.
From deep, LeBron. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Durant with it. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Man, Durant is a flat-out baller, showing off his wily strength on these tough finishes. He's a thin guy, but he's a strong guy.
Clark as good a scorer as ever. Durant just needs to stay healthy, right? Just to break all kinds of records.
I agree with that, Kevin. He is as lethal a scorer as we've seen. I mean, when you just talk about putting the ball in the basket, he's in the top 10 all time for my money. Hard to imagine Durant not going down as one of the great scorers this league has ever seen. As a matter of fact, that's a given, folks. Dynamic, explosive, and he's consistent year in and year out.
The drive by LeBron. And the dunk by James.
Oh, Kevin, not a petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies.
He's a highlight reel, always on the launch pad.
Now, here's Thompson. Durant down low. Monk defending. Can't hit the turnaround jumper.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Davis has the open look. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with an assist.
Over the last few years, AD's made enough threes to force defenders to respect him from back there.
Passes it to Green. Now Thompson. 11 points last game. Green passes to Looney. Outside Durant to the middle. Here's Green. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
That's one of the areas he's really improved. Durant's passing abilities have grown as his years in the league have grown.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Finished the season last year around 80% from the stripe.
And guys, if a game was coming down to the wire and an opponent needed to foul, I mean, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. I mean, shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
When he keeps his emotions in check, Green is a fantastic leader on the court. He can run a little hot, but there's no doubting his drive, his willingness to do whatever it takes to win.
That one falls. James has got his third basket of the night.
You know, so far he's been dominant this period, making the most of his opportunities.
Outside, KD. Green kicks to Durant. And the pass to Looney. Thompson with it. Monk defending. Shoots from 12. Thompson misses.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Warriors have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Here's Curry. They kick it out to Green. Thompson for 3. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Thompson's got 5 now.
And just another day at the office for Mr. Thompson. Has one of the best-looking jumpers I've ever seen.
Green against James. The dish to Davis. Outside Westbrook. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Already finding his spots and capitalizing, playing really efficient basketball.
KD passes to Green. Outside Curry. Kicks it to KD. And out of bounds is Los Angeles Kings possession.
And a brief check of the stats for Stephen Curry. Last season, he played outstanding. He averaged about 32 points a game last year, 5 assists and 5 rebounds. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Golden State's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Pass to KD.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Tatum deciding where to go with it. Outside for Davis. Now, here's Monk. He's covered by Thompson. Back to Davis. Lets it go from deep. That shot, no good. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Their last encounter was in San Francisco.
And the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
Very satisfying performance, and one they'll look to repeat tonight. I mean, they ended up winning it going away.
And the Lakers making a change here. Reeves is checked in, and Golden State also making a change. Porter's checked in. Some nice passing by Golden State here. And again, it's the Warriors missing. And it's Davis with the ball for the Lakers. They trail by 1. Dishes it to Tatum. Pass to Reeves. James, the bounce pass. Pass to Davis. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Thompson outside. It's Durant on the wing. And stolen by Tatum.
Defense is all about anticipation, and he had perfect anticipation on that pass and comes away with a steal. You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time.
Pools checked in for Thompson. On defense, the Warriors. And there's the pass to LeBron. Pass to Tatum. 3-pointer. Connects from 3-point range. Tatum's got 5.
Tatum aggressively looking for his shot now. Preparing before the pass arrives.
Poole finds Green. Durant against Tatum. Fades back. And it's good. 2 points. 8 points for him.
You know, the defense has to be better. I mean, you can't give up that look.
Here's Reeves. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Nice shot by James.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
And let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that blocked the most shots in the NBA last year. The Lakers in 5th.
I don't think you can ever underestimate the effect that a few blocked shots can have on your opponent. I mean, it can get into your head as an offensive player. You're going in there thinking you've got a clear path, and then you see the ball going behind you in reverse. I mean, that could be major intimidation and affect your game.
Now, here's Green. Pass to KD. 6 on the shot clock, and stolen by James. Here's Tatum. The shot will not fall.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
And, you know, time will tell how big a factor that becomes in this game, guys, but if you're the coaching staff, it's certainly a point of emphasis.
Porter kicks to Curry. Got a piece of it. KD passes to Poole. Westbrook pulls it in. Lakers leading by 4. High post, Davis. Tatum on the wing. The shot, no good. The Warriors go the other way with it.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, he just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
KD with the bucket.
You know, he's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
And the Lakers decide to take their first timeout here.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for James. And Talen Horton-Tucker subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Bielitsa, he checks in for the Warriors. Here's Horton-Tucker. The kick out to Tatum. And the Lakers with another miss. Last game for the Lakers, they picked up the W against the Nuggets in Ball Arena. Curry outside, bangs home the trifecta. Curry's got his second bucket of the night.
Anytime Curry gets a look from deep, he's letting it fly. And he's probably knocking it down, too.
Here's Tatum. Doesn't go for him. Great D that time from Durant.
And you think back to that 2017 draft, scouts trying to poke holes in Tatum's game, but really, he just needed a little time to develop his skills and get stronger.
And without naming names, it feels like Tatum, is starting to dominate other all-stars at his position.
And now his game is so complete, regularly over 40% from 3. He can drive it, post you up. The only success defenders have is when they guess right.
Free throw drops for KD. Lakers trail by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And it's Otto Porter with the foul. That's his first foul. Horton-Tucker, the pass to Reeves. Out to Anthony. Will it go? Drains it from beyond the arc.
And the shooting form of Anthony, just perfect. He's dangerous with the catch and shoot and just terrific at scoring when in rhythm.
Now, here's Bielitsa. Back to Durant. Left side, Porter. Outside for KD. Shot clock at 5. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Tatum against KD. Here's Curry with the 3. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Curry's got his third bucket of the night.
I mean, what can we say about Steph's jumper that hadn't already been said?
And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines. And now, a chance to hear LeBron James expound on the difference between offense and defense.
more delicate than defense. Defense, you can make mistakes but cover for one another by just communicating and flying around at times and clean up for your mistakes. Offensively, if you're not all 5 guys at the same time and not moving and cutting, and one pass or one bad screen here or one pass there can mess up the rhythm of an offense.
Greg, I can listen to him talk basketball all day.
And he makes a valid point. You can't just hustle your way to great offense. It takes time and chemistry.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out the gate.
Well, the player and ball movement has been excellent. Finding space, operating in space, and when they've gotten open shots, they've knocked them down.
So with Curry sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Inside for them, it's Green and Looney. Jordan Poole is out there with Payton, and it's Thompson in at the small forward position.
And just another demonstration of Thompson's superb all-around game. Has shown the ability to get inside to score at the rim.
Now here's Westbrook. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. LeBron passes to Monk. Now here's Westbrook. G right on him. Poole with the steal. Here's Payton, and Payton throws it down.
And, for a big man, I think Green is one of the better dime droppers in the league. I mean, he's a true point forward who has excellent vision and sees the floor well.
Now here's Westbrook. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Westbrook's got 6.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Thompson outside. Green kicks to Poole. Puts up a 3. A rebound by the Lakers. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Davis, of course, is a superstar at both ends of the court. LeBron James says his ability to guard anybody on the floor, 1 through 5, take the challenge to guard on the perimeter, and continue to protect the paint. It's hard to score on him. Guys?
He is a lead in every way, as are you. Thank you. And here is James after the three-pointer from Klay Thompson. It's LeBron with the drive.
And LeBron is a force rolling to the rim. When he's diving inside, he's looking for the punch.
Payton outside. Passes it to Looney. Golden State moving the ball around. Now Poole. Monk defending. Payton the bounce pass. Clock at 6. Looney passes to Poole. Another 3 for Golden State. Clark, you had excellent handles for a front court player. How much of a benefit is it for a big man to be comfortable with the dribble, with the ball in his hand?
I think it's so valuable. And now it's a dozen to a dozen big guys can put it on the ground. I mean, it used to be 2 out of a dozen guys you'd see 6, 8 or better that could really handle the ball in my day. Now it's commonplace, and it's a valuable skill. My late dad, emphasized that from the time I started playing organized basketball. Make sure you can go with the ball where you want to against pressure. If you can do that, then you'll always add value to your team as a big guy.
Here's Thompson following the basket by LeBron James. It's stolen. And the ball out of play. The Warriors will inbound.
And let's check out stats for James. He's coming off an excellent season. He averaged 25 points per, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds. The real story, though, is how big of an impact he makes on the defensive end.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a lockdown guy for him, both on the ball and when helping out.
Warriors leading by 8. Payton kicks to Poole. The pass to Thompson. Launches a 3. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now here's Westbrook. He has 6, and it's slammed in by Howard.
Great timing and recognition as Howard is able to go up for the alley-oop.
Poole, the pass to Thompson. Payton outside. Here's Poole. It's tipped, and he recovers it. He kicks to Thompson. 6 to shoot. Lets it go with a 3. And the rebound goes to Howard. Lakers trail by 9. Pass to Horton Tucker. Now, here's Monk.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established his position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the Mobile 1 block.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
Now here's Westbrook. Here's LeBron.
And the former 2016-17 NBA Defensive Player of the Year, Green takes great pride in shutting down whoever he's guarding. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
So it's the Warriors now. After the basket by the Lakers. Pass to Poole. He dishes it to Thompson. Payton passes to Green. Rebounded by Howard. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. 9-point game. And that one comes up a bit short. Warriors have gone 7 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. With the shot. And Poole gets it to go. Poole's got the lead up to 11 now for the Warriors.
Oh, he had him spinning. He looks like he's dizzy after that crossover.
Horton Tucker, the pass to Westbrook. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Poole's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And now in the second half of his career, Russell Westbrook wants rings. He knows he's getting older and has no time to waste. It's why he plays with such passion. And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
James in the post. He's against Green. Can't connect from short range. Warriors leading by 14. And Westbrook's high motor is why we love him. He goes out great and competes every play in every game.
No doubt, but I tell you what, he's tired of missing out on the NBA Finals. This is a guy that is hungry to get back to that stage. It'll be interesting to see if he can get it done.
And some changes here for the Warriors. Durant's checked in for Thompson. Iguodala comes in for Payton. And Stephen Curry subbed in for Jordan Poole. The run, and it's Monk laying it in. Monk's got his first basket.
Well, LeBron James is clearly a tremendously talented passer. When a guy is open, he'll get him the ball.
Passes it to Green. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Back to Curry. Outside Durant. Lock at 6. Takes a shot at the elbow. No good on the shot. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Now here's LeBron. 14 points for him. Monk finds Westbrook. Back to Monk. And it's Curry with the rebound. For the Warriors, they won their last contest, that game against Boston. And here's James outside. A three-pointer is right on target. LeBron's got 17 now.
just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Now, here's Green. 9-point game his last outing. Looney kicks to Curry. Drills it from outside.
And they're not afraid to let it fly from deep. They're looking to extend their lead with the 3-ball here in the second quarter.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And this August, the Summer League was back in Las Vegas, Greg, and that's where you're from. That's where you played. How pleased are you to see your hometown become a mecca for the game in the offseason?
It is such a proud moment for me, born and raised here, growing up here. And quite honestly, I'm just thrilled that we have Summer League again. After what we've gone through, partner, it is just a breath of fresh air to get back to focusing on the little things.
Now Durant, following the three-point attempt by Anthony Davis. From outside the arc, and another three for Golden State.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Augustine against Curry. 7-foot shot. The Warriors pull it in.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Battles through traffic and lays it in. He's got 13.
And the shot making of Curry really unmatched. Shots like that one, the tough ones, Stephen just makes it look easy.
Back to Augustine. Here's Reeves. He's covered by Iguodala to end the run. He can't get that one. Nice D from Porter. Warriors leading by 19. And there's the call on Curry. That is his first foul of the game.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads-up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
Augustine finds Davis. Outside Anthony. The pass to Tatum. And it's Durant with the rebound. Durant's got 5 rebounds tonight. Anthony with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Now here's Curry. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Takes the three. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. We've got 1:55 left to play in the first half. The three from Tatum. Rebound by Bielitsa.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Now Kevin Durant, after Jayson Tatum missed on that last three-pointer. 4 on the shot clock. And finished off by KD.
You know, why settle for the layup when you're this close? Durant might as well just turn it over and punch it home.
Timeout called the Lakers. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
Yeah, he's just torching them right now. A good decision to huddle up, kind of hit the reset button and figure out how to slow his roll.
Lakers trail by 21. Augustine passes to Davis. To end the drought. And he lays it up and in. Davis has got 7 points in the game.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
And trailing in this game, now is not the time to start playing conservatively. I mean, if you've got an open look from deep, let it go. I mean, you've got to play freely and with confidence.
Here's Curry, following the basket by Anthony Davis. Bielitsa inside. He's guarded by Davis. Iguodala the pass to Bielitsa. Curry looking it over. Offline with his three. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for the Los Angeles Lakers, trailing by 19. Augustine passes to Reeves. Here he goes. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with two hands on that stuff.
Yeah, highly efficient. Nothing extra special there. Just effective.
Outside Durant. This one for three. Drops in the tray.
Kevin Durant.
Durant's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Warriors.
Yeah, with platinum level all-around skills, Durant can pretty much score at will.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Steve. A good rhythm for you in the first half. What do you like most about how your team's competing?
Just like the ball movement, the drive and kick. Our guys have played really well together. We're trying to move the ball, get a great shot.
We'll see if you can keep the ball flying around as we continue. Thanks. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He had 21 points, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds. This has been a bounce-back game for him after some struggles their last time out. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, they've been incredible from beyond the arc. They're scoring the three in bunches, sinking them at a high rate. If the defense continues to allow open looks in the second half, I'll keep saying, fire, fire.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Lakers?
To be honest, them getting killed on the glass like this is a little embarrassing, showing no physicality, a lack of heart. This is when fans start to feel let down. Me too, and the team doesn't seem to care as much as the other team. They don't care, I don't care, Ernie. I'm out of here.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Warriors leading by 20. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So for the Lakers right now, the 2 megastars are the big men, LeBron and Davis. Monk is out there with Russell Westbrook, and it's Tatum in at small forward. Just 5 to shoot. Buries it from 3-point range.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the 3-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
Now here's LeBron. On his 15th shot attempt, he makes his 9th basket. Shooting a healthy 60% tonight.
Well, this is how effective LeBron is in close. Just takes his time, never in a rush, and exploits holes in the defense.
Here's KD. Curry passes to Looney. That's tipped. It's stolen by Davis. The dish to Westbrook. The Lakers working the ball around now. Drives to the hoop, and Westbrook throws it down.
Excellent job that time by Westbrook. Spots a weakness and then burst right to exploit it.
And here is Curry. He's got 13. KD on the wing. Curry passes to Thompson. Looney kicks to Curry. Thompson for the triple. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 3 assists now in this one.
And something we've seen the last few years, box and ones thrown at Curry, although they've had mixed success.
James, it's good. James has got 4 points in the quarter.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Now here's Curry. Outside, Green. Pass to KD. On the wing, Thompson. And it's off from three-point range. And amazing to even consider using a box and one in the NBA, isn't it, Greg? But Curry does that with his offense to the teams that defend him.
Kevin, I agree. It did work well in the 2019 finals. Curry has started to adjust to that look. Much harder to use when Curry has other options on offense.
Looney with the bucket. Looney's got his second basket of the game.
Well, I tell you what, Curry is such a tremendous perimeter shooter that I think his ability to set up teammates and his unselfishness are often underrated.
It's tipped. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it, the fast break chance. Here's Durant. Green breaking loose. KD's shot is off. Lakers trail by 20. Monk with the ball. The shot comes out. Good D by Thompson.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
I'll tell you what, that defense was physical, and yet Durant, with great balance and composure, just stayed with it.
Here's Tatum. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. 11 feet away. Tatum gets the bucket. Tatum's got 7 points.
They are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Now here's Green. He has 5. And good that time. 15 points in the game.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
To the inside. And Davis gets it to go on the assist by LeBron. And it's 9 points for Davis.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Here's Looney. Pass to Thompson. Here's Curry. He's covered by Westbrook. 5 to shoot. Green kicks to Curry. There's the 3. It's hauled in by LeBron. LeBron's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Westbrook, and Westbrook throws it down.
Hey, defenders already have a lot to worry about with Tatum scoring. He's making passes like that, too. Watch out.
Now here's Curry. He's got 15. To the paint. Great D that time from LeBron.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Davis. Warriors with the rebound.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Tatum against Durant. Passes to Looney. Stolen by Westbrook. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10.
And, you know, that time Westbrook showing you just how effective he is on both ends. I love his hustle and energy and relentlessness on the court.
Now here's Curry. And Thompson kicks to Curry. Stolen by Westbrook. And finished off by Westbrook.
Yeah, you better mind the ball when you've got Russell Westbrook defending you. This guy stays in front, and he's got active, aggressive hands.
Timeout called the Warriors.
One of the big surprises with the NBA draft, the trade of Russell Westbrook. Westbrook let it be known he was open to another move, It'll be interesting to see how he fits next to LeBron and AD this season.
The Lakers on D. It's a 14-point game. Thompson finds Green. Outside Durant. There's the pass to Green. Thompson from long range. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Now, here's Monk. Durant with the steal. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Oh, and it's off. They can't cash in on the break. Tatum wide open. He fires one. No good from outside.
Feels to me like this team is going to need more from him, guys. I mean, if they're to erase this deficit, he's got to step up.
Out to Thompson. Fires from deep. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
3 triples in the first half, 3 in the second. Boy, do they add up.
Now here's Westbrook. 14 points for him. He's looking for LeBron and finds him. Lets it fly. Arms length from the hoop. He knocks it down. 25 points for LeBron.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Well, he only plays one way, and that's full throttle, all day, all the time, cold-blooded and lethal.
Timeout called the Lakers. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
And he is absolutely dialed in from outside. They need to close out on him much quicker when he's lining up those threes.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Kevon Looney. And Poole subbed in for Curry. Now here's James. He's got 25. 5 on the clock. Here's Monk. Davis finds Westbrook. No good on the 3. And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for Golden State. Porter looking it over. Pass to Green. Thompson outside. It's stolen by Monk. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the number of female officials in the NBA has grown in recent years. Commissioner Adam Silver said, "We've expanded our pipeline to greatly increase the pool of potential hires, and we've seen encouraging results. There's no reason why we shouldn't have more women as officials, coaches, and basketball executives in our league." Kevin?
Thank you, D.A. Here's James, following the basket by Otto Porter. James in the post. And good work on the boards to pick up the second chance points. James has got 10 points in the quarter.
There aren't many guys that can match LeBron when he's in a really good scoring rhythm. Asserting himself on offense is problems for the defense and good for his team.
Now here's Porter. Outside, KD. Lakers trail by 20. Loads it up for Davis, and Davis throws it down.
There's no stopping that. AD is too long and strong to bother that alley-oop.
Now Durant, 28 points for him. And it's Thompson that time on the assist by Durant. Thompson's got 11 points here in just the second half. Here's Tatum. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
LA's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Westbrook. Buries it down low. 16 points for Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook has really honed his ball handling skills, so now he's able to create very well off the dribble.
KD looking around. And there's the call on Durant. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
And the Warriors making a change here. Payton's checked in. And we just got a second look there at the exceptional mobile one block.
And that has got to help the morale of this team. Let's see if that sets up a run here.
Now here's Durant. Westbrook with it. Now guarded by Porter. Shoots off the step back. Westbrook can't get it to go.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And here's Westbrook after the three-pointer from KD. Here's Payton. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Durant's got his 5th assist in this one.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Warriors leading by 21. 58 seconds left in the third quarter. Now here's Durant, guarded closely. And it goes down 2 points. Durant's got 12 points now in the quarter.
Boy, being able to score from any place on the court makes Durant a space creator for his team. I mean, it's not just inside, it's not just threes, it's that mid-range game too.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throw of the night here. Free throw no good for Westbrook.
Hey, when it comes to stat sheet stuffers, Westbrook is a stat sheet stuffer supreme. Mark that one up, guys.
Now here's Durant. 33 points for him. Inside, Porter, and finished off by Porter.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
To the middle, here's Howard. Great D that time from Green. Now here's Durant.
Phenomenal and tenacious defensive player. Howard good at using his athletic frame to...
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Warriors ahead, opening up a huge gap. And we'll be back with you right after this. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So with Thompson sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Payton is out there with Curry. Then it's Porter. Then there's Iguodala. And it's Looney in at the 5, roaming the paint. Outside. That's in. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
And it looks to me like he still has some of the shooting touch that he displayed in the first.
Augustine dishes to Anthony. Here is Davis. Pass to Augustine. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Curry passes to Looney. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 5 assists tonight.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
There's the drive. Warriors with the rebound. Looney's got 7 rebounds in the game.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
Out to Payton. Shoots the 3. Pass to Curry. Fires for 3. Here's Porter. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Boy, love that mentality from Otto Porter. Getting inside and going right at the defense.
All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
And the first one drops. Greg, last season, we saw a lot of opinions about the play-in tournament, especially from players. Where did you fall on that thinking?
Well, I'm going to put on my fan hat right now, Kevin, and I thought it was exciting. I mean, seeing the stakes get raised for those teams that are right on the edge, I think it brings more interest for teams. But if I was still playing, I probably wouldn't like it if I had locked up the playoffs and still had to go play to earn a berth.
Augustine passes to Reeves over Iguodala. Reeves gets the bucket.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Iguodala outside. Here's Porter, and the layup's good off the glass. Porter's got 4 points this quarter.
The length and athleticism of Porter, he's able to weather the contact and get it over the top there.
Here's Augustine. He takes it in, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And here is Curry, outside Porter. Now the pass to Looney. Here's Curry with the 3. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
Tell you what, it's just one of those nights where Curry finds a rhythm and just keeps on flowing. This show never gets old.
Here's Augustine, and there's the drive. Lays it up off the glass.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Curry kicks to Porter. Pass to Looney. Curry against Augustine. And Davis sends it back.
Not only does Davis have great skill, but he is tremendously agile. He can get shots from just about anywhere on the court.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Payton passes to Iguodala. Payton with the ball. Here's Reeves. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And so Payton will bring it up for Golden State. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Curry way outside. And the dunk by Payton.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Outside, Davis. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Davis. That'll be his second foul of the game. And now that we've gotten a taste of it, Greg, what do you think of the play-in tournament?
I love it. I mean, it definitely has some pros and cons, and you want to keep as many teams as possible engaged down the stretch, but it's a long season, and for some teams, it just got a little bit longer. Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
You know what? Teams can get a little three-happy down the stretch sometimes, letting it fly.
The 3. And they get it back from the arc. sinks the triple.
Stephen Curry.
Curry's got 27.
You know, throughout this quarter, guys, they've had no answer for him defensively. And he's been absolutely relentless.
Pass to Davis. Looking to end the run. And the layup is up and in.
I tell you what, AD is able to brush off those defenders with ease because of how strong he is. That's what they call weight room.
Iguodala with it. To the paint. Here's Looney. That shot missing. Great D that time from Tatum. It's rebounded by Payton. The Warriors have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. Iguodala against Augustine. And finished off by Davis.
Well, you describe AD's games and you start running out of superlatives. I mean, when this guy is healthy, he dominates in a different fashion, but in similar ways to Tim Duncan.
They double-team Curry. There's Porter with the three, and a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots. You know, after connecting on 1 3-pointer in the first half, he hasn't netted another one since.
Now Curry. From downtown, Reeves with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
You know, over his first couple of seasons, Tatum has really increased his trips to the line, playing more aggressively.
And that one falls for Tatum. Well, Clark, with the success of the play-in tournament, Commissioner Silver pushing for a mid-season tournament with the winning team earning $1 million per player.
You know, Kevin, adding additional games I think would be a challenge. I'm not quite sold on that, but I do know that $1 million would incentivize role players. The question is whether or not star players would be as motivated to add more games in the middle of the season. Well, Tatum is everything you want in a star. I mean, he's a talented player, surely. But more importantly, I think, is he's humble and hungry, and he's deeply invested in the team's success.
Thompson outside, passes it to Porter. Outside Curry, down to 5 on the shot clock. Rebound the Lakers. Davis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. LA's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Westbrook against Curry. Now here's Westbrook. He's guarded closely. Green against LeBron. And that one is off. The Warriors go the other way with it. Here's Durant, and Davis sends it back. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. Curry against Westbrook. Right through the D for the layup. Curry's got 29.
Boy, what a quarter for him. I mean, he's found his rhythm, and he's really riding that wave right now.
Outside Westbrook. And Greg, the league's in a great place for talent. So many incredible players just entering their primes. Are you excited where the league is right now heading?
Oh, my goodness, Kevin. Guys like Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, Donovan Mitchell. I mean, the list goes on and on. And a lot of these youngsters carrying their teams to great heights. Impressive to watch.
Outside, Green. Back to Curry. Westbrook with the steal. Going inside, and the dunk by Westbrook.
Man, I tell you what, one of the things I love about Westbrook is the ferocity with which he attacks the rack. When he's driving inside, he's trying to punish the defender and the basket.
Here's KD, and he gets it to go from the corner. KD's got 14 points here in the second half. Westbrook kicks to Monk. Westbrook against Curry. Outside Tatum. 6 on the shot clock. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook, and the shot falls short this time. And so it's Durant with it. He'll bring it up for the Warriors. Dishes to Thompson. Outside, Green to the inside. KD with it. He's picked up by LeBron. And James pulls it down. LeBron's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Up top, Tatum. He's covered by Thompson. And the dunk by Tatum.
Look at Tatum. Get up. I love whenever he goes up with that kind of aggression and force. He's not messing around at all, taking names and making statements.
Here's Curry with the 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Curry's got 32 points.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
LeBron James.
And this is year 1 of LeBron's 2-year, $85 million extension. And, Greg, that will take him through age 38.
And that will amount to $435 million in career earnings, the most all time. And it wouldn't surprise me if he's got a few more years left in the tank after that. Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming in attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
And it's going to take more than that to stop Tatum, a wing who can score in so many different ways.
KD against Tatum. LA's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Down low, and James throws it down.
Really good court awareness that time from Anthony Davis, seeing the floor and making the right decision.
1:36 left in the 4th quarter. Outside Curry. Green breaking loose.
Boy, and that is a bunch of rebounds for a player who's not the biggest guy out there.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Warriors.
Look at the number of assists. You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And as usual, great numbers and a dominant display
for Kevin Durant.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
James, the pass to Tatum. LeBron trying to free himself up. Tatum, no good. And it's the Warriors' ball. Outside Durant. ...14 feet away, and good. Got the English that time as it falls. Durant's got 39.
And they came into...
Very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exits.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And that one's good by LeBron. LeBron's got 36.
You know, at 6'8", with the ball skills that James has, he handles it like a guard. He can get wherever he wants to off the dribble.
To the middle, here's Porter, and finished off by Porter.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
Westbrook surveying the D. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Draymond, one of the cliches of basketball is that the ball finds energy. When teammates are making shots, does that give you more energy?
Oh, yeah, it does. You know, when we're in the flow, the ball's just moving around. It allows me to play make, and you know, then I just try to find an open gap and take the shots where they are.
Man, it was really flowing tonight, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.